everyone. My name is Pazzi. My pronouns are they, her, um, with a strong emphasis on they. Also, sorry, I'm reading our questions as I speak. My hometown is Waxhaw, North Carolina, which, if you don't know where that it's at, it is a very tiny rural area just south of Charlotte. I grew up in Union County. The name of my mother is Shoshana. The name of my grandmother is Judy Ray, and I believe her grandmother's name is Opal, and that is as far back as I know. Um, I think things get heated when we talk about gender, sex, sexuality, and everything else because honestly, like, people have one understanding of the world and how the world works. They have their education levels, they have what they grew up around, and sometimes challenging that or disagreeing that can feel like you're challenging that person's reality, and that's scary. So I think people react strongly and get heated out of fear and out of ignorance, honestly. Um, and just because we tend to think my way is the highway, we tend to be inflexible as human beings. And I don't know, I was brought up to think in ultimatums and black and white. So, like, learning how to have civil discourse was an uphill battle for myself. Um, let's see. I think the biggest thing for a safe, healthy, and mutually respected class is honestly like coming at things with curiosity instead of like, I'm right, you're wrong, or you're wrong and I'm right. Asking why not, have you considered this? And like also making sure like we're all actually open-minded to what we are discussing and it's not just like I've certainly been someone who's like pretended to be open-minded, but I'm really just thinking about how I'm going to respond to this, and I totally missed the point of the conversation. So I think that honestly. Um and finally, or I guess this isn't finally. I personally I think God is non-binary. I'm just going to be real. I do not think this omnipotent, omniscient, like omnipresent being is going to limit itself to a sex or a gender. Um, Being non binary means I can be all or I can be nothing and no one can do anything about it. And I feel like that is what God would do. Um, if like that's just genuinely like I think gender is really limiting. I think like going by assigned sexes at birth is really limiting, and I just like I cannot buy into a god that would like one pick a side and then two like no. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I think it's honestly funny that people do think that. Um and also I don't think it matters, honestly. Like I Well, I'm not going to get into my personal beliefs, but I really think the whole point of religion and spirituality as a whole is to bring comfort to that person. So I think whatever gender is most comforting to that person who believes in that God is the right one. Um, let's see. I work as a this final question's interesting. I am the Western Regional Coordinator and Engagement Person. What is my actual job title? I do a lot of harm reduction advocacy and work in rural areas. I work a lot in Haywood County and Jackson County, which is extremely rural, and that is a population that doesn't necessarily like the idea of harm reduction. Um, so I have conversations almost daily with people who do not believe in my cause and do not believe in protecting the people I protect. And I find it invigorating. I think it's a challenge. I find it to be a lot of fun to find compromise. And I view people kind of like puzzles. This makes me sound so manipulative. But, like, in my line of work, like, I work in advocacy and I have to be able to figure out, like, what a person can hear and actually hear it instead of, like, coming out with like my strongest, most radical beliefs. So, like, it's fun. I view discourse and I view differing opinions as a puzzle, and together we can make that puzzle complete instead of like, I'm 100% right or you're 100% right. I think like humility is so important to like any type of discourse. And I'm really, really excited for this class because I think I'll get to practice that a lot. And oh, the honor code, I'm so sorry. I like 100% forgot to bring that, or to not bring it, but to have it pulled up when I did this. So let me do that real quick. And I'm trying to think of anything else. I'm a cat mom. Um, and that's the most important thing about my personality. All right. So, we, the students of Mars Hill University, pledge ourselves to uphold integrity, honesty, and academic responsibility in and out of the classroom. And I'll go ahead and say the pledge as well. On my honor, I've neither given nor received any academic aid or information that would violate the honor code of Mars Hill University. And yeah, that's all I have. Thank you so much. I'm looking super forward to this semester.